Welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. In today's video, we have another offseason rebuild, and today we have the Boston Celtics. The Celtics finished 57-25 in the regular season. That was good enough for the 2 spot in the Eastern Conference. They made it all the way to the NBA's Eastern Conference Finals, and then ultimately came up short, losing to the Miami Heat in a pretty embarrassing fashion in Game 7 on their home floor. So, obviously, as I'm sure many of you know, I am a Celtics fan. I'm obviously hurting on this fine Tuesday morning right now, but yeah, man, there's obviously a lot we can do with this team here in 2K, and I think it's not going to honestly be too challenging to get a championship. As always, if you guys are new around here, have not yet subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button down below. Stick around a while. We'd love to have you here in the community. Besides this Celtics offseason rebuild, we have 2 offseason rebuilds left, that obviously being the Miami Heat and the Denver Nuggets, neither of which will come until after the NBA Finals. So we definitely need some video ideas until that time does come. Let me know what you have down below in the comments section. But without further ado, man, Celtics offseason rebuild. Let's get into it. It is officially time for the first offseason. Obviously, a lot of big decisions to be made, and I think this is going to be a pretty telling offseason in real life for the Celtics, but we're not going to talk about that too much right now. We'll dive into this roster a little bit. Obviously, this being my favorite team, I do know this roster probably better than any other one that I do know in the league. So, let's just get into it. You have Malcolm Brogdon, just won 6th Man of the Year. He is the sneakiest 30 years old that I've actually ever seen in my life. He's a really good player. He did get injured in the playoffs and was not very good for, I'd say, the majority of the Eastern Conference Finals. But for me, he's still a good player. He's not going to be going anywhere. Marcus Smart, I love him to death, man. He's the heart and soul of this Celtics team. He's a guy that you live by and you die by. That's the simplest way to describe Marcus Smart. You love him when he's making those unbelievable defensive plays, and then 2 seconds later, he'll brick 3 wide open threes in a row. It's infuriating, but I love him to death. Peyton Pritchard, I would not be surprised if he got moved this offseason. He has a team option for the final year of his rookie contract. Really just doesn't get the minutes anymore now that they do have Brogdon. I like him, though. He's a good spark plug off the bench. I know there's going to be a lot of talk surrounding Jaylen Brown right now. I let some of my thoughts on Twitter last night. If you don't follow me, go follow me on there. But obviously, Jaylen Brown was a member of the All-NBA second team, which means he's eligible for the Supermax contract. And I believe for him, it's about $295 million. That is a lot of money. That is a whole lot of money. And obviously, with the way the NBA CBA is, that's all you have to do. You have to make an All-NBA team. I think it's that, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, something like that. Maybe a couple others that I'm missing. But it's going to be a tricky decision because ultimately, the one thing the Celtics can offer Jaylen Brown that no other team can is the Supermax. But now you have to make a tough decision. Is he worth $295-ish million? And I don't know if he is. There's not a lot of players in this league I'd give a $300 million contract to. And I don't know if Jaylen Brown is one of those. So it's going to be a big offseason. I know ESPN right now is reporting that they might offer it to him anyways. I don't know. He obviously stunk it up for a decent majority of the playoffs. I love the man. I don't know. We'll see. Derek White, shout out to Derek White. He showed up for Game 7. Nobody else in the Celtics did. You got Tatum, who rolled his ankle on literally the first play of Game 7, which was tricky. Yeah, I'm not going to say that's the reason that the Celtics lost, because it's not. Guys got to step up when that stuff happens. And, yeah, man, it sucks to see. It's my favorite player in the NBA. He definitely has his moments, and he definitely has some bad moments. So I love JT. I would not imagine, or I would not be surprised if they gave him the Supermax this offseason. Sam Hauser's here. Really, really good three-point shooter. Which really doesn't get a ton of minutes come playoff time, but he's a good regular season player. Justin Champagny, I can't pronounce his name perfectly, but he just plays in kind of garbage time. I don't know. You got Al Horford. Elite shooter Horford. Did a good job for the majority of that Philadelphia series. Ultimately, I didn't love the matchup against Miami. I think Bam was just a little bit too quick for him. He did have a little bit. He had some good defensive plays on Bam Adebayo. Obviously, that block in Game 6 was awesome. For me, he's 37 years old. Hell, he's older than your head coach. I don't know if there's going to be any way you move him, because I really do think he's an important piece in the locker room. I think he's a good veteran leader. I just don't know also what you'd get for him. So he'll probably be here for the remainder of his contract. We will see. Danilo Gallinari is here. Unfortunately, was injured the entirety of the season. Literally didn't play. I'm excited to see if he gets some minutes next year for the Celtics. And obviously, Grant Williams is going to be a free agent coming up. Who knows what will happen with him. Center spot, I love Rob Williams. He just unfortunately cannot really stay healthy for long periods of time. Also means he really can't play many minutes in a row in games, which is tricky, but he's 25. He progresses really well in this game. I love Blake. He was a great locker room addition. You got Mike Muscala here, came over at the deadline, then Luke Cornett, 7 foot for nothing. All right, let's get into the offseason. I know there were some questions about Joe Mazzulla throughout the majority of this season. especially beginning of the Eastern Conference Finals. Definitely showed that he was an inexperienced rookie coach, but I thought he adjusted well for the most part. He made some lineup decisions that I thought were a little bit bad in Game 7. I didn't love the lineup with Tatum out. I think it was Smart, Brogdon for a little while, Brown. I think you had Grant Williams in there, and then Rob Williams. That's just a bad lineup. But I'm going to give Joe another shot. We will see, though. He does not have a long leash, to be completely honest with you. We're going to go ahead. Sorry, I know that was also really long, but it's just I know this team better than, I know a lot of others, so I had the time. But I apologize. All right, so let's head up to the draft. Celtics don't have either of their first-round picks this year. Oh, they actually do have next year. Is it 20? Could have sworn we don't have 2024, but I don't know. We do have the second overall pick in round 2, which honestly isn't that bad. I don't know how the hell they have that, but they do. And, yeah, I don't really know any of these players. Ooh, Tracy Jackson-Davis. Yeah, I'll take him. Welcome to the team. All right, so at this point in time, we're going to draft him, or excuse me, sign him. He's a 71 overall, 23 years old. We'll see. Gallo picks up his player option. I'm bringing back Muscala and Pritchard. Pretty much everything I just said when I was going through this roster was kind of talking about the roster in real life, not what I'm going to do in this game. This is an unrealistic rebuild. It's not going to be what I think or what the Celtics will do in real life. Grant Williams. Pretty big decision. I'll probably qualify him. If this is real life, I'd qualify J.D. Davison. I think he has a little bit of potential. Damn, $9 million for Grant Williams. In this game, we'll see. All right, so let's take a look here at free agency. Grant's kind of our one free agent at the moment. We definitely have some trades coming, though, so let's just get into those. We're going to see if Denver would be willing to give us Aaron Gordon. I think he's a clear upgrade over Al Horford at this point in time, and obviously he's a little bit younger, which is definitely going to help us in the long run. And, yeah, I'd love to get this trade to go through. All these guys are in here to make the money work. Obviously, Al's kind of the focal point of this deal. Well, let's see if we can make this happen. And they agree with that. We don't even have to give up a draft pick, which is obviously awesome. We now add Aaron Gordon to this team. He's going to be my new starting power forward. I think he's a good complementary piece. He can stretch the floor. He's obviously very explosive, and I'm happy to have him here. Okay, so at this point in time, in terms of the backup center spot, I don't really love Muscala or Cornette to be those options. I think if I can maybe just reload on some draft picks and eventually use those in some other way, I think I'd do that. What is this game? Who's giving me 2 first-round picks for Mike Muscala? Come on, man. And then Luke Cornette, he's a fun regular season player. He's not a guy that can ever get playoff minutes, though. He's going to go to Charlotte. So at this point in time, we need to find some backup bigs. That's obviously important. I don't mind giving Sam Hauser the nod off the bench. I think it is important to have good shooters off the bench. He'll be there probably backing up Tatum, playing, 10-ish minutes a night. There is a decision to be made on whether I want to roll with Brogdon and Smart as my 2 point guards. I think there's a world out there where I maybe combine them both into a trade. And I say that because I don't think the 6-man role that Brogdon has on this team is nearly as important in this game as it is in real life. So, not a lot of decisions to be made. We're sending Peyton Pritchard to Sacramento for a first-round pick in 2026. That maybe wasn't the big trade that I was just talking about, but ultimately he's going to fall out of the rotation, and we're going to lose him for nothing next season. I'll take the draft pick. All right. So, I think I'm going to give it a year of having both Smart and Brogdon here, and I say that because they're both under contract. Now, they obviously are both, one's 30, one's pushing 30, which makes me a little bit nervous, but in a 3-year rebuild, it's probably not going to affect us too much. We do need to find ourselves some backup bigs. I'll probably just bring back Grant Williams if I had to. There are definitely worse options. I wouldn't mind bringing in an Andre Drummond. He's obviously a tremendous rebounding center. I don't think it's necessarily the worst sign in the world. So we're going to sign Andre Drummond. I love Blake. His impact, locker room guy would not be felt nearly as much in this game as it would be in real life. But I'm going to probably try to get Grant Williams back at this point. I don't necessarily think it's a terrible decision to bring him back. And, did I just pronounce him? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. So we'll give him a 3-year deal, just about $6 million a year. It's definitely not too bad. Kind of is what it is at this point. It's probably less than he's going to get in real life. So we have our 10 guys moving forward. Obviously, we've made some changes. It's a new era here in Boston. I'll see you guys at the start of year 1. All right, so we obviously had a pretty busy offseason. We went ahead and made some changes to this team, and I think that was change that was necessary, to be honest with you. So we're obviously looking to still be contenders, still win championships, and let's see if this team can do it. It's going to be Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Aaron Gordon, and Robert Williams. The bench unit's actually pretty decent. It's Malcolm Brogdon, former 6th man of the year, Derek White, Andre Drummond, Grant Williams, and Sam Hauser. I don't mind this team whatsoever. I think we definitely have championship-level talent. It just depends, can everybody show up on the same day when it matters most. We will see. I'll see you guys at the end of year 1. It was a pretty good year 1. We finished with Jason Tatum winning an MVP award. Just an incredible season all around. And we went 71-11. So obviously everything is looking up right now. It really only matters if you get the championship, though. Victor Wembanyama fell to Charlotte at number 2. That's weird to say, but he did, and he wins Rookie of the Year. Simmons, 6th man of the year. Giannis wins DPOY. Darius Garland, most improved. And Joe Mazzulla wins Coach of the Year with 71 wins. So let's take a look at the full standings right now. We are 14 games up on the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, in terms of record, clear-cut best team in the Eastern Conference. Over here, actually in the NBA, but over here in the West, it's Memphis taking the 1 seed. Good for you. All right, let's take a look at the numbers on the year. Obviously, you just saw Tatum won an MVP. Jaylen Brown was incredible. Brogdon was probably another strong candidate for 6th man of the year, but they gave it to Brickleberry Simmons. Aaron Gordon was pretty good. He did exactly what I was hoping he would do. It's 15 points, 7 boards, 3. I mean, that's just perfect, honestly. Exactly what I was looking for. White's not bad. Marcus Smart, Rob Williams. You got Drummond in here. Good. I like it. Rebounds led by Rob Will, and then assists was Marcus Smart. All right. Round 1 here. Who we got? It's going to be the 8-seeded Toronto Raptors. Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes, Siakam. You got Jakob Poeltl. Doesn't really look like many real major changes there whatsoever. So let's see what ends up happening here in round 1. We're up 3-0, and we do end up closing them out. A tale as old as time. The Celtics and the 76ers in round 2. You got James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, Bryce Sensabaugh, Joel Embiid. I'm not sure if this is really the best option. I think I'd still probably prefer PJ Tucker, but that's just me. We lose game 1 on our home and game 2. That's obviously not great. Getting Vietnam flashbacks. We steal 2 on their home floor. We go up 3-2, and we're going to game 7, and we win. Okay, cool. Cleveland here in the Eastern Conference Finals. You know what this team is. They're a very, very good team, especially in 2K. They're a big pain in the ass to play, but I think we are the better team. Let's see if we can go out and prove that. We're down 2-1 right now. We go 2-2. We go up 3-2, and we're going to game 7 again, and we are in the NBA Finals. And oh, baby, wouldn't the league have loved this? You get a Celtics and Lakers final. I'm kidding. I hate that comment, dude. Like, people are like, oh my God, it's going to be so bad for ratings if you have the Nuggets and the Heat in the finals. Okay, first of all, there's not a single matchup out there that probably is going to pull as many viewers in a hypothetical world if you had Celtics-Lakers. It's probably the best rivalry in the history of basketball. 2 most winning franchises. But for every single, like, casual on Twitter sitting there and saying, oh, well, the ratings are going to hurt. Why are you pocket watching the NBA? Who gives a shit? It's going to be great basketball. I don't know. I just think, like, you're caring now, and you're most likely saying it because your team lost, and I get that, and I know there's Celtics fans doing it too. It's just such a stupid take. Like, it's just dumb. All right, let's take a look at this Lakers team. You got D'Lo, Austin Reeves, LeBron. You got Jared Vanderbilt, Anthony Davis. No real changes there, I don't think, in the starting lineup. Let's see what ends up happening. We are up 2-1 against the Lakers right now. We go up 3-1, and we win in 5. And Jason Tatum, Finals MVP at age 26. Hey, I can do it in 2K pretty easy. Go do it in real life. All right, though, so we get a championship in year 1. Obviously, we want to go out and win 2 more. You don't just want to end it here. Let's take a look at the draft lottery, see what ends up happening. It is projected that way, and does it go that way? It does not. It's going to be the Kings. Nuggets were bad. That is surprising. Was Aaron Gordon really that important? I'm not saying he's not important. I'm just saying, come on. Go to the 2nd overall pick. I feel like I have to bring back Joe Mazzulla at this point. I can't fire a guy or just not re-sign him after winning a championship. So I will say this again, and I say this every video. It is absolutely idiotic how hard it is to find your head coach. Like, I don't know why they make this such a challenge. And am I seriously? Is he even here? I don't even know at this point. I'm sick of this game. I'm just gonna find somebody new. I'm not spending 25 fucking years going out and attempting to find a new head coach. It's just so dumb. Like, just let me see the guy that has won a championship with. Up to the draft, in terms of draft picks, we do have our first round pick. We also have Cleveland, so it's 29 and 30. Maybe I can just get a future for... Who the hell is Tyler Burton? I don't know, but I have a weird feeling that I can probably go ahead and get a first round draft pick for him. Tyler Burton. Yeah, I can. All right, cool. So let's head up to team player options at this point in time. Sam Hauser, somebody would not mind bringing back. There's not going to be a ton of major changes to this team, and honestly, why would there? I mean, we just won it all. In terms of free agency, obviously you have Jaylen Brown here. He's a huge priority for me, and he has no real offers right now. So we're just going to pay this man, and hopefully he ends up coming back here, and he does. So I didn't know Justice Winslow was here, and all these guys. I said a trade exception. It is. But yeah, we get Jaylen Brown back. Obviously, 4 years, $160 million is a lot less than what he'll probably be getting in real life if the Celtics do decide to give him a major contract, but is what it is. I don't really feel like I need to make any changes right now. I don't know. I mean, there's probably a world out there. Brogdon was super fundamental to this team's success. I will say that. He was, our 3rd leading scorer, and he was off the bench. He's a free agent, though. Do I maybe look to upgrade Hauser? I just hate leaving teams the same way year to year. I don't like it when that happens exactly. Actually, you know what? They're very different types of players, but I wouldn't mind adding some more defense to Matisse Thybulle. So we're going to make this trade. I'll see you guys at the start of year 2. It is the start of year 2 for us here in Boston. We won 71 games last year and then went on to win the NBA Finals. Obviously, that is great, but it is a new year. The calendar has turned, and we are looking to go out and win another championship. No changes really at all for the majority of this rotation. It's Smart, Brown, Tatum, Gordon, Williams, bench unit, Brogdon, White, Drummond, Grant Williams, and Matisse Thybulle, the one new addition. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. I'm getting some pretty serious deja vu. We finished with Jason Tatum having a second MVP, and we also finished with the same exact record at 71-11, which 99% sure is the best record in the league, which I'll take it. DJ Wagner's Rookie of the Year. He's in Orlando. He fell to number 7 overall and wins Rookie of the Year. Very impressive. Cole Anthony has a new home in Memphis. He's winning 6th Man of the Year. Chet Holmgren wins Defensive Player of the Year. Henderson Most Improved, and Stauffer Coach of the Year. Obviously, 71 wins will do that. I would have brought Joe Mazzulla back, but I'm not spending 18 years going to find my head coach. Cleveland won 65 games. That's kind of crazy to see that and not be a 1 seed, but very good year nonetheless. Here's a look at the full numbers. We kind of know who's going to do what on this team. And so let's get into the playoffs. Who we got in round 1? 8 seed New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson, Emmanuel Quickley, Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. It's a good Knicks team. You kind of know what that core looks like. Maybe not necessarily, there's not a number 1 on that team that leads you to a championship, but they're in the fight every year. They're good. You got LaMelo and Victor Wembanyama. That is a terrifying combo. You have Killian Hayes as your 6th man. He's an 80 overall. 2K is just handing out 80 overalls, I guess. We're up 2-1 right now. We go up 3-1, and we do end up winning in 5. Obviously, as I just mentioned, that the Cleveland Cavaliers did win 65 games. And so this is a really tough and important matchup. I mean, this is a tremendous roster. You know what this starting 5 is, and they're a real big challenge. So can we go back-to-back and get back to the finals? We're up 3-1 right now, and we're back in the finals. And we're going to be taking on Ja Wilkes-Booth and the rest of the Memphis Grizzlies. Wow, shout out to the Spurs, 8 seed, doing their best Miami Heat impression. Okay, cool, except, the Heat made the finals. All right, cool. We know, why is Vucevic not starting? I don't know. I don't know if that's a crazy difference right there. Let's just see if we can win. I don't really think this is an insane challenge, and we sweep them. And Jason Tatum gets his 2nd finals MVP. So we're looking for a 3-peat today. I guess that's the only way for me to feel better about my Celtics after last night. But yeah, let's sim the draft lottery real quick. The Pelicans were literally just in the finals. Now they have that Milwaukee Bucks pick. Gotta love how this works. Staff signing. We have Stauffer locked up. That's obviously great. Let's head up to the draft. I don't know. I think we do have our 2025 pick. I'm not sure we do. It's at 30. We're just going to get some seconds for it. Whoever I drafted there is not going to be in the rotation or whatever. All right, so Tatum and Gordon are both free agents. They're obviously both super important pieces of this team. Isaiah Mobley does not really need a qualifying offer. He's Evan Mobley's brother, right? I think. But yeah, man, getting Tatum back. We also have Brogdon and Derek White as free agents, so obviously this is a very, very important offseason. We're going to max out Jason Tatum. I can 100% not let this man go. He's won back-to-back finals MVPs for me, and it looks like he does want to come back. I also want to get Aaron Gordon back. He was a really key piece of this team. And then Malcolm Brogdon, I wouldn't mind bringing back. I think I might go ahead and make some trade and try to upgrade the starting point guard spot. And I'm not saying that... wait, who is my other free agent? Yeah, it was Derek White. Do not renounce Derek White. Holy shit. Not Brogdon. Drummond's also a free agent. We're going to have to work on that. I'm going to wait on Derek White just to make sure I can get these 3 guys back because they're all making pretty decent money, and Derek White doesn't have a contract yet. So we get all 3 of those guys back. Wow, he only wants $5 million a year? Okay. That's cool. And then in terms of like the backup positions, obviously we do need to find ourselves a new backup center, or we can just re-sign Drummond. I'll probably just re-sign Drummond. He was pretty good for us. So we bring back basically everybody that was a free agent for us. I know Matisse Thybulle is no longer here, so we'll probably go out and try to find somebody new. But honestly, I know it's probably a pretty boring answer, but I mean, I know I just said I might make a point guard trade, but is there really a need to? I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? In terms of small forwards here, I could just bring back Thybulle, or, let me take a flyer on DiVincenzo. I don't even mind that. He is 6'4", so he's definitely a little bit undersized, but in today's NBA, it doesn't matter. I'll move him to the small forward spot. All right, that is it for now. I will see you guys at the start of the 3rd and final year. It is the 3rd and final season for us here in Boston. We are fresh off of 2 championships, which is obviously great, but we're looking forward to year 3 and hopefully a 3rd. There's really no changes here. It's Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Aaron Gordon, Robert Williams. The bench units, Malcolm Brogdon, Derek White, Dante DiVincenzo, Grant Williams, and Andre Drummond. See you guys at the end of year 3. It is not 3 straight MVPs for Jason Tatum, LaMelo Ball, and the Charlotte Hornets getting there first. We went 72-10 this year. MVPs don't really matter at this point. Brandon Podcollison, I don't know. Congrats. What pick were you? You were 28th. Jesus, that's pretty cool. Zach Eddy is Edie. I think it's Eddie. Is it Edie? I don't fucking know. He's a dude from Purdue, right? I don't see a college, but I don't know. Is he the dude from Purdue? I don't know. Chet Holmgren, Defensive Player of the Year. Bronny James, Most Improved. And Stauffer does win Coach of the Year. All right, obviously we're going to be the 1 seed with 72 wins, and you hope you can go out and just get another championship. I mean, 3 championships would be a hell of a way for me to feel about this video right now after my Celtics, obviously had a tough night last night. We have the New York Knicks once again here in round 1. They've made a couple changes. You have Anthony Black and Amari Bailey starting now. I don't know why you would get rid of Jalen Brunson, but I'm assuming it's probably not going to be a wise decision. We have 2K's favorite team, the Atlanta Hawks here. They've lost Trae Young. They've added Michael Porter Jr. Interesting. And let's just see what ends up happening here in the second round. I don't know really what's that all about, but okay. And then the 6th-seeded Toronto Raptors here. They've added Lonzo Ball. Dude, I know I saw all the reports saying Lonzo might not ever play basketball again. That would suck, dude. I love watching Lonzo. Alzer Thompson's here. You still have Scotty and Pascal and Jakob Poeltl here as well. I think they're good. I just think we're just a lot better. And you have a Celtics and a Nuggets finals. You have Tatum versus Jokic. You got Jamal Murray, Ian Jackson's here. Obviously, they sucked for a little while, so they got a pretty good pick. And ended up taking Ian Jackson. Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't even see that at first. You're telling me these are the 2 best players in the world, in my opinion. I have Jokic and Giannis 1 and 2. I'm not getting into the order right now. I think after this playoff run, I think Jokic is probably closer to 1. But are you fucking kidding me? How do you afford that? That's insane. That's absolutely insane. I mean, I guess there's an argument that you're only paying Jamal Murray $21 million. Obviously, you have Justice Winslow in your starting lineup. But god damn, that is insane. Can you imagine Jokic and Giannis on the same team? I don't know how we're beating that team right now, but we do. And Tatum gets 3 straight. So, yeah, man, that's a pretty good way to cap off the video. We made not a ton of major moves. We made a lot of complementary moves that helped this team out a lot. And honestly, if I had to just take an educated guess on the way I would assume the Celtics offseason goes right now, I would assume that's exactly what they're going to do. I don't know if the answer is to trade Jaylen Brown. I know he tweeted it out last night that it could be. And I don't have a problem with Jaylen Brown, because if we're going to forgive Tatum for what he did in the finals last year, and I know he was hurt, we're going to forgive Jaylen Brown for having a dog shit series in the Eastern Conference Finals this year. And I'm not going to sit here and say they're the same level of player, but they're arguably the best duo in basketball. Not get into that conversation right now. They're definitely in the top 3. And so for me, I get it, but this team could be at its ceiling, and maybe they decide to move on from Jaylen Brown. I don't know. I love him. I'm always going to love him. He's been such a great player for us for so long. And he's proved a lot of people wrong. There are a lot of people, especially, the media critics, when they drafted him 3rd overall in 2016, saying that was a stupid pick. I was one myself. I'm not a media critic, though. But for me, man, I'm always going to love this duo. I'm always going to love this team. I do think they've kind of hit their ceiling, though. So I don't know if running it back is necessarily the answer, but we will see. Time will tell. So sorry for the little bit of a Celtics rant, and I know it was kind of long at the beginning of the video, but I had to say it. I had to get it off my chest. As always, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. I'm sure you guys got tons of them. You always do. Of course, you guys new around here, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, join the community. And, yeah, man, let me know your thoughts on the NBA Finals. Who you got and how many games. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one.